Karibu mpenzi mtazamaji kwa show ambayo unaipenda Christ Wakilisha. Ni mimi wenu mzee mzima na niliwaambia leo I'm going to be bringing you a very wonderful person ambayo atatupatia message ambayo maybe some of you have never heard this because I don't think I've ever had a show like this. Today is going to be all about advice. Kuna madama ko hapa, I just don't want to speak much. She's Ruth Njagi. Ruth Njagi amepitia mambo mengi sana na ameweza kunielezea, and I called her, nikamtafuta all the way, nikamwambia tafadhali come here and speak to us and also encourage these people and tell them how they can be able to avoid some few things here and there. Please, karibu kwa show ya Christ Wakilisha, Ruth Njagi.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So tueleze Ruth ni nani, ulizaliwa lini? Tell us your early days when you were a young girl, you know.
Yeah. I was born in 1983, so that means I'm 34 years old.
Yes.
I'm a second born in a family of 4.
Yes.
I come from Kirinyaga. And I think I grew up in Kirinyaga for everything. I came to Nairobi like in 2003. So I went to my schoolings were in Kirinyaga. I was in boarding school, primary boarding school. I also went to Mutira Girls. And then I went to what now they call the Kirinyaga Tech. Kirinyaga, it has a new name. I don't know. And then after that, I came to Nairobi to Strathmore. After Strathmore, I did counseling. And then after counseling, I began doing jobs here and there. And you're no more girl.
Okay.
Yes.
Now tell me, kuna mambo mengi ambayo yanafanyikia kama msichana akiwa trying to grow up. Sometimes you find there's a lot of influence from people. People come and influence you maybe positively, negatively. How was the influence, especially when you were in high school? Were you a loner? Were you an outgoing person? Or were you reserved? Were you know, how was it? Ulikuwa vipi kama msichana mdogo at that time? How was your personality? That is it, yeah.
I think in high school I was more mature, but I think where I had a problem is in my boarding school when I was in primary school. I went there when I was like 7, and that was quite young.
Yes.
And everybody was in my class was older than me, so I didn't quite fit in. But then in high school, I was a transformed person. I was no longer homesick. I could speak English properly, as in I think. So I can say I was a bit social, at least in high school. That one is for sure.
There's something that you told me before that when you were, I don't know, you were in primary school or how young you are, there's some guys who came up and they tried to molest you and all that kind of stuff. How was it and how did it change your life?
They didn't try. They did molest me.
Yes.
I went to see them.
How old were you at that time?
I'm not sure, but it's between 5 and 6, I think. So then I was still like in class 1, class 2, around there.
Yes.
But I went to their home. Actually, my neighbors, I went to their home, and being an intelligent girl,
yes,
I was able to tell what was going on or what they wanted of me.
Yes.
And so I ran home.
Yes.
I ran as my small feet could carry me at that point.
Yes.
And so I just went, opened the door, and so I opened our front door, and then I went to my brother's room and tried to bar them from there.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they overpowered me.
So they were still running after you?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, so I went to my brother's room. But they overpowered me and actually sexually abused me.
Okay.
Yes.
So they raped you at almost 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years.
Yes.
And did you report anywhere, or did you fear reporting, or is there anything which was done to them? And
No. I didn't tell anyone. And it's a memory that I buried in me somewhere.
Yes.
And it's until when I was in high school that in high school and people start talking about sex and just about virginity and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, You mean that's what I lost on that day? I still didn't share the abuse with anyone even then.
Even your parents, your mother, nobody?
No.
So, because there are so many people who are also facing the same challenge. Unapata there are so many girls who are sexually abused in in various places, maybe now to flani, even by their relatives, but they hardly tell anyone. What really made you not talk to anyone? Was it about being shy? Was it maybe the condemnation, or what was the main thing? Because that's also the same thing which has also affected so many other people.
I think when you are 5 years old,
Yes.
how do you even start comprehending what has happened to you? How do you start putting it to words what has just happened to you? And we live in a society that doesn't talk about sex. We live in a society that doesn't talk about, we don't talk about sex. That's a period point.
Yes.
So no one knows what is right, what is wrong. You just, I don't even know how to approach that.
Yes.
But when I look back in my case, I couldn't tell my parents for some reason. I don't know. I think I feared them.
Were you close to your parents that much, especially your mother? Because
at that
mothers,
point,
they tend to be so close.
At that point, no. But I think now I have grown closer to them.
Yes.
Yes.
So you see, so maybe in a good conclusion of why this one you did not report out is that maybe you are not very close to your parents in a way. Or something, just like maybe most of the people usually, not being close in a different way, but in the sexual way, most of the people never hardly
have a
close.
conversation.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I was close to my mom as
Yes.
any child would be, but
Yes.
sex had never been spoken about. So how do I even start telling her?
Yes.
And I was in class 5 or something like that, so I didn't know any better, to be honest.
Yes.
And as I said, I buried it somewhere in my head.
Yes.
And I never spoke about it until 2011, actually.
So what happened about the boys? They were still in the vicinity, still in your area? You could still see them going around?
Yes, I still see them up to date.
And what did they say after that? Or maybe did they get scared and do something extra?
Nothing was said. Nothing was ever said by me until very recently when I went to approach the one who was the older of the boys.
Yes.
And I told him, I remember what you did to me, and it was not fair, and you ruined my life. I went to him when I was as an adult, actually a few years back.
How does this affect you, especially when you were still young, before now you became bigger? After that incident?
What happened was that...
I'm saying, how did it affect you?
I can't give particular details, but as I've had counseling for the abuse,
yes,
I came to learn so many things about myself that I began believing about myself on that day. The fact that I was not worthy, the fact that, because you see, my parents were not home when that was abused, when I was abused.
Yes.
And I understood that as not being worthy.
Yes.
They didn't protect me. That's how my small brain went and believed for so long. And so it came to a point where I began living my life as an individual,
alone.
I dissociated somehow with my family in a way.
Yes.
Yes.
I think your story is more close to what I usually hear. So many people, especially who have been on sexual abuse, you find most of them, they hardly speak about anything, and that one also affects them to another higher level. After all this ordeal happened and you started becoming bigger and bigger, you told me that something else became a big problem. Kindly, you can be able to expound on the same.
So life went on until high school. I remember the first book I ever held my hands on in high school was a novel by Daniel Steele, Mixed Blessings.
Yes.
And I read so many novels in high school until they affected my grades.
Yes.
Anyway, I read more than I did academics. But it's like there was something I was trying to feel. And in the process of reading, because I was reading romantic books, mise en boons, just the normal books that were available at high school, I began to fantasize and have make mental images of what an ideal man should be, what an ideal woman should be.
Now that time you're in high school?
Yes, I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after high school is when I first watched porn.
Yes.
Actually, sorry, before I said that, but I could say some of those books I was reading were what we call softcore porn. They have sexual scenes,
Yes.
but they're not that graphic. It's just, I think, to entice someone.
Storyline.
Yes, but now when I created fourth form, I began watching now what we call hard,
Pornography, yeah. Yes.
yeah, in the videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you need to remember I was still in the village.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I think anything you want is available wherever one can be.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So the year I created fourth form, I was home alone for like 1 year. My parents were working,
Yes.
and so I had so much time on my hands.
Yes.
And I got to know who has porn in their house.
Yes.
Actually, I came across it by accident in some houses,
Yes.
but it was available.
Yes.
Yes.
So now, starting watching pornography and starting watching this kind of stuff, how was it? Some age mates used to supply them, or you used to go and buy? And how oftenly would you watch it, and how did it affect you? Maybe kindly you can be able to explain to us. How did you first used to get them? Was it just your age mates, and were you sending them to go and buy for you, or were you
No.
going to buy them yourself?
I have never bought a porn video or anything.
Because I believe that time internet was not so much.
Yeah, we had the VCRs and the cassettes, those 18 plus. So first of all, you'd get like softcore, like just something that has a sexual scene.
Yeah.
But it appeared for my case there was something driving me towards like acquiring more. There was some hunger that I couldn't understand that I kept feeling
To get more.
to get more.
Yes.
And so I don't want to imprecate anyone, but,
Yes.
but I just know that it was available. Just know that.
Okay.
It was available.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how did it affect you after getting them and of course staying home alone all this other time? What else happened apart from just getting the porns and watching? Did you get into contacts or into sexual activities or something?
Oh no, okay, masturbation.
Yes.
Yeah, I just went into masturbation. I
Yeah.
didn't like start having sex with people.
Yes.
I was in a few relationships all along, but I have never been sexually active.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So, uh-huh. And also let me put it like this, because there is something crucial which you're trying to say here, which so many of my viewers and so many of the people here have been in the same addiction. Watu wengi wanakuwa in so much addiction, they don't know how to come out from it. They're trying, wanajaribu. And they hardly, this is something that you can't just tell anybody. Watu wengine, they just do it in their own private places. After all this happened, you got into all these pornographies and all these other kind of things. How did you come out? Because that's the major thing, and that's where the heart of the matter is. How did you manage to come out? Is there anybody who came and told you, hey, come on, you can do this, and or you went and spoke to someone who helped you out, or you just said to yourself, I can do?
I need to point out that I became a Christian along the way. I gave my life to Christ, I think,
Yes.
in 2002.
Yes.
And even after that, I still continued with porn. It was on and off, on and off, on and off. And I remember how many altar calls I went to, to repent. But I never shared it with anyone.
Yes.
And it's amazing because even in church at that point, there would be like talks on sexual sin. And I'll be like, yeah, I get it. But deep inside you can't tell anyone.
Yes.
I was really, really afraid.
Yes.
And I remember there was this opportunity that almost happened for me to share.
Yes.
But I remember telling myself, the earth is going to swallow me whole than for me to share this.
Yes.
And ironically, most of the guys we were with that night, I have lost touch with them. As in, I have lost contact. But at that point, I really valued their thought about me, how they viewed me, how they perceived me. But as I grew into Christ, the more the pornography became like worse off. And when I talk about pornography, it's pornography and masturbation. The more it became worse off. Then I remember in 2008, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore.
Now you started seeking help.
I didn't even seek help. I didn't even know where to seek help from. But I just said, I have to tell someone.
Yes.
So my housemate at that point had gone through some training. And she came and shared, oh, the weekend was good, and everybody with the sexual scenes were prayed for. And I'm like, okay. And I remember asking her, you, by the way, as a Christian, what do you struggle with? And she said pride. And I was like, what? I mean, what is that? It's not even a struggle.
Yes.
Anyway, pride is among the things that God really hates.
Yes.
But so after that, we went to the house. I gave her my journal and told her, read from here to here, and closed myself in my bedroom. I wasn't sure how she was going to react, so I didn't want to see her face when she saw that, so I just locked myself in. And eventually I had to come out, right?
So what was in this journal?
My journal, what was in the journal was a place where I'd written about my struggle with pornography.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't even utter the word pornography at that point. I just was like, here, take read, know me. As in, this is me.
Yes.
And I think at that point there was so much like music that was feeding into my heart, especially by Casting Crown. There was this song that was called Stained Glass Masquerade.
Yes.
And it challenged me in the point where it was like, if I let you in, would you still love me? Would you still appreciate me? And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I told my friend. And I think I love her more than anything because we didn't discuss about the pornography. I mean, she didn't have the information.
She didn't condemn you.
She didn't condemn me. That's the most fact. The way she treated me, we continued the journey the same way. We were still best of friends, and nothing changed. And so after that, I began like telling another person, here and there. And there's this guy who I shared with, and he taught me to laugh about as in it was crazy, but he taught me how to just laugh at life. Just laugh. As in cheka maisha, cheka pornography, cheka kila kitu. Just laugh at it.
Like take it easy. And
like take it easy.
Yeah.
And I found myself, the more I shared, the more it became quite easier to share, the more it became less a burden, the more it became that.
Yeah.
But also at some point, there's a point where I hit a season where I was no longer guilty for watching porn.
Yes.
I don't know what happened, but I was not feeling shamed. I was not feeling condemned. I was just there.
Yes.
It's almost like I was in a state of apathy where I'm just going for it. I didn't even try to like go around the bush. I was like, oh, today I'm going to watch porn. I planned it, and it continued to that point.
Yes.
So in 2014 was a major year for me.
Yes.
Because I got to a point where I was like, God, I can't do this. I gave up. You see, all along I've been trying to get porn with my own strength, with what I knew academically, with what I knew like.
And still you're still going to church, but
yes, I'm still going to church.
You repent today, tomorrow you're back.
Yes. But there was also this phase where I was so much stressed. I just cleared campus, and my life was not working out, and I think that point where I went into apathy. And I began medicating my fears with pornography. I began medicating my anxiety with pornography in such a way that if I was not sure what tomorrow holds, I would be like, okay, let me go watch porn, relax. It became like
it's like somewhere you can run on when you're in stress or something.
Yes.
Okay.
It became that. It became my escape.
Yes.
It became my escape. It also became a way where I was hurting God. And I say this in a very humble way. In my small mind at that point, I thought, why is God not answering my prayers? So for me, if you're not answering my prayers, I'm going to hurt you by watching porn. How stupid can I be? Anyway, so 2014 came, and I met Juliana. She began discipling me. And also in that 2014, there was this guy who was called Humphrey. Humphrey used to send me Bible verses. I had met him like once or twice, and he used to send me Bible verses. What was so beautiful about these Bible verses were correlating with what Julian and I were discussing. And I promise you, if it wasn't for those two people at that point, I might have given up on salvation. I was done. I was I was done.
So tell us about, after getting all these Bible verses, how was the transformation? How was the transformation day when you decided now today it's over and it's over?
It never came in one day, to be honest. It never came to one day. It came with transformation of my mind. Every day I learned a new truth that I didn't have on the previous lesson, and the more I embraced the truth, the more the hold of pornography stopped becoming on me. For example, like when I said, when I was abused, one of the things I believed in is that I was not worthy. And now coming to understand how worthy I was in the presence of God's eyes, and worth is not measured by what you have achieved. It's just because you're a child of God. It's a free gift. You just have to take it as it is. Internalizing that and believing that was a transformation. Things like telling God, I don't think I'm beautiful, make me beautiful. And after that, I began looking myself in the mirror, and I was like, I'm actually beautiful. At that point, I didn't know that. Things like taking to a point where I was like, God, I'm actually one of the, in the previous past, where I said I was hurting God. But I kept asking God, does anyone pray for me in this world, or am I the one who prays for myself? And here comes Juliana, who is praying for me, not because I asked her, but because she is praying for me. Here comes Humphrey, who is sending me Bible verses, not because I've asked him, but because, and that for me was translated as love.
Wow.
That's how my mind perceived that.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, I am loved. It's not just by God, but even people around me are loving me. And from that, I'm like, wait, I am actually a loved human being. And that also, it's like there was a new truth, a new truth, a new truth.
After you came up from the porn addiction and all these things which are running up and down, and you backsliding, coming up again, what initiative did you take?
As I was working and basically being transformed, I felt a very strong conviction that I need to help others like me. Actually, I told God if He healed me, I would help others. I think He carried He remembered and convicted me again, because I totally had forgotten. So I did that by two ways. First of all, I wrote a book, which is what we have here.
Yes. This is the book. It's called Love Unlimited, I think. Love Unlimited.
Yes.
From this camera you can be able to see, yeah?
Yes.
It's called Love Unlimited by Ruth Njagi. It's a full, very wonderful. So just tell us about the book. What exactly did you write there? So
the book is extract from my journals, my story, and uncensored, for lack of a better word. Mostly of the emotions, uphills that I went through, feelings of discouragement, feelings of unworthiness, the names I called myself. I think I wrote that and played it to the viewer, because it's one thing to tell people, oh, I was this and now I'm not. And actually, I read some of these and I'm like, wait, I was that. It's almost like it feels like a distance past, which I'm so grateful for. But I also like the fact that I wrote journals, even in my former days, and I was able to, when I was writing this book, compiling the book, I was able to just easily like go back to my journals and write what was there, what I felt.
How has it impacted on you after writing the book and seeing where you've come from? Did you feel a different feeling?
Yes, now I don't know who this is. To be honest, I don't know who this is. I know it's my life, but it felt like a distant past. And now the other issue that after coming out of porn, because of being in it for so many years, I felt like somebody who had just come out from war. You know the way you come out from war and then you're like, okay, now I'm back to civilization. So what do I do? And I think that was a very interesting season, not knowing what to do. But I just knew one chapter of my life is over and I can't go back. So I have to move forward. And moving forward means telling people that, guess what? Help is available. Guess what? You don't have to suffer in silence. Guess what? I did it, you can do it. And that's one of the aim of writing the book, and God provided for it to be published, and it's available right now.
Who published it for you?
It's published by Urban Press. They are a publishing house in States in USA.
Yes.
But most Kenyans must know the owner of this press house. It's called Dr. John Stanko, and he talks mostly on purpose, and he does a lot on purpose Quest. If you go to online, you can just find him Purpose Quest.
Yes.
You'll find him there.
Oh.
And he believed in my dream. I wrote him an email. He believed in my dream, and he's like, send me the manuscript. And I was like, yay.
Wow. Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. And when he read it, he was like, no, I'm going to do this for free for you.
You mean this book was done for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes when God has a message to pass,
Yes.
I think he provides for it in one way or another.
Wow.
So after my book came out, a few people got to hear my story. I've been into a few other interviews. I was on Nation Paper and also on Radio 316.
Yes.
And because of that, people began talking to me.
Yes.
And what I know is that there are so many people who are walking wounded.
Yes.
I mean, they have a very good face when you look at them, but when they open their hearts, I go to ICU on their behalf. I'm like, okay, Jesus, I can't do this.
Have you met people who just tell you, your story is exactly a copy paste of me? Like.
Yeah, there are those that's their story. There are those who have gone through so much abuse. I can't even compare.
Even worse.
Even worse. I can't compare to them. And they're struggling with pornography. They're struggling with masturbation. They're struggling with having multiple sexual partners. And they're just a mess. But when I say they're a mess, it's not that they're not beyond help. No situation is beyond help.
And their outside physique, whatever looking is,
they're perfect.
They look, nothing is wrong.
They're perfect until they open their hearts to speak, and it's heartbreaking. And the worst part is that pornography, sex addiction, be it in pornography form, be it in masturbation, be in terms of having multiple sexual partners at any given time, it's not a youth problem. I need to make that one clear. It's not a youth problem. We perceive that the youth have a problem. Yes, they do. But this one is not limited to the youth. It's in marriages, it's in the old people, it's in high school, it's everywhere. Middle age, it has no respect of persons.
And what's usually the major cause of this kind of a problem? What's the major cause?
The major cause of, actually everybody have spoken, and all the research shows that everybody who struggled with sex addiction of any kind and form has been abused at some point. And abuse is sexually, physical, emotionally, and above all, they have been abandoned. The adults were not there in their lives. Physically, emotionally, there could be an absent father, as in those two are the significant others. Yeah. That's the root cause. When you deal with that, because that's where the belief system comes in. They believe that I am not worthy. They believe that maybe, for example, I was not beautiful. It came from the abuse. But it also comes from when parents don't affirm their children. And all we care is how good grades this kid is getting. But you're not there for them when they need a friend. And I'm not saying you negate the part of a parent, but just be there. Be approachable. I'm saying this, I don't know if my mom was approachable or not, but maybe if she was, I wouldn't have carried this for so many years. It would have been like, oh, mom, this happened to me. Talk to your children about sex. Use a language, something
they can understand.
And you don't have to give them so much details. You just need to tell them this is your body, it's valuable. No one should touch it, as in stuff like that. Affirm your kids.
Yes.
Because you find like those who don't get love from their father will get love from other men. Just someone tells you, oh my God, you're beautiful, you'll be like, yeah, that's it.
And let me also cut you short. Is it only girls who are in this major abuse, also boys, they're also in the same? In this kind of a problem? Actually,
like, of the people who began speaking to me, the men are more than women. The men are more than women, and a good number of them have been abused sexually by house helps and other people. Others have been abused by fellow men. Others have been, as in, it is just a crazy world. It's a crazy world.
Give us a parting shot. At least you can look at this camera. Give those people who are struggling with the same kind of a problem and they don't know what to do, give them a parting shot, encourage them and tell them how they can be able to run out from that in just a minute.
I can tell you that it's not over until it's over. And I have come to know that God loves us so much. So much. You have no idea. And if you can just work with God, just be open to God. This is what I'm going through. Name it as it is. Ask for help. God will bring people to help you, as He did for me. God will bring people in your life that are not going to harm you, but are going to build up. But don't give up. You may have tried 50 times, but don't give up. Rise again, stand up. And if you want to reach me, you can reach me either on Facebook, Ruth Njagi. You should see me with this photo of the book. So that's how you get to my profile. Message me. I will get back to you. And for my number is 0725 799 291. Call me, let's talk, let's get help.
Yeah, maybe you can repeat the number again for those who have not yet written. Maybe get a pen and a paper. You can write the number again.
0725 799 291. Or get me on Facebook. Again, I said Ruth Njagi. You should see me with this photo, the photo that comes. I have this book.
Yes.
But I'm also inviting, asking if you have a church or you're reading a youth group and you want me to come and share your message, also contact me. I live to share my story because I have seen the power of sharing and the power of helping others. Be blessed.
How much is the book, this one?
The book is going for 1,000 Kenya shillings. Also contact me to get the book, but you can also get it on Amazon. The easiest way is just to go on Amazon, type my name, Ruth Njagi, and you find the book there. It's only $3.99 for a Kindle format, and that is very easy to get right now.
Wow. Beautiful. This is really an amazing book, and I hope each and every viewer who is there, if you get yourself a copy, you'll not regret. So many people are in the same problem, and I hope after this, you're not going to have the same. I'm sure it's been amazing, it's been wonderful, it's been a good show. I just want to add, I don't want to minus, I don't want to say anything apart from what she has said. It's been a very beautiful time, and I really appreciate all that. Any other time you have chance, please come to Christ Wakilisha, where we give nothing but the best, nothing but the word of God, and of course we give things to enlighten people, because I'm sure so many of you have been enlightened. Hadi wakati ujao, the same place, hapa kwenye Christ Wakilisha. Ni mimi wenu mzee mzima. Please make a date with me each and every time, same moment.